So hello everybody, this is Bhante Joe here, and just here in Pickering, Ontario, and thought to record a short Owada for the internet. So I thought that could start with a little bit of meditation. So we can just lean forward a bit and arch our spine and look about 3 feet in front and close our eyes. And can focus in on the breath. Can know when it's coming in and know when it's going out. If we breathe in a long breath, can just know I'm breathing in a long breath. And if we breathe in a short breath, can just know I'm breathing in a short breath. And can focus in on the breath at the tip of the nose. And if notice any patterns of tension or tightness around the nose or the face, can just let those relax. And can practice breathing in and out from the tip of the nose. And when breathing in and out from the tip of the nose, can be helpful to change perception of the breath so that it's not just air that one is pulling in and out of the lungs, but it's a kind of energy that's all around and coursing through the body. And it's possible to pull it into and out of any part of the body that one might like. And so can breathe in and out from the tip of the nose, pulling in breath energy from all directions. And when breathing in and out from the tip of the nose, can be helpful to change one's perception of the breath. Sometimes can imagine the breath almost as if it's in front and one is watching it. But instead can change perception so that it's almost like one is right in the center of the breath. Almost like standing under a waterfall. So on the in-breath, one can be totally immersed by the breath. On the out-breath, one can be totally immersed by the breath. And can open our eyes and do a short reflection on the Dhamma. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dhammāṃ saranang gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammāṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammāṃ saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. So, hello everybody. Hope that everybody is enjoying the spring, if are here in Canada, and if elsewhere in the world, then hope that are enjoying the weather there. It's good weather. And so just went to a kind of a Dhamma discussion and Dana today at the house of somebody you know here in the Toronto area. He had kindly invited to come there and for Dana and to do a little meditation and discussion. And there was a question kind of that came up in the Dhamma discussion, so I thought to just record a short Dhamma discussion on that question. And the question was, what's the right balance between meditation topics? So what's the right balance, say, between, like, should there be a certain percentage that one does anapanasati? Should there be a certain percentage that one does mindfulness of death or metta, or what's the right percentage? And this question sometimes gets brought up because the Buddha taught 40. I personally never counted them in the commentaries. I think they say there's 40 topics of meditation. There's many that seem to come up in the canon. And it can be difficult to know which one to do and how much of it to do. And one of the ways that this question kind of gets resolved is when one starts to think, okay, in terms of what kind of defilements do I have and how do I eliminate those? So for each person, the kind of the good and bad qualities that are in their minds are kind of different balance. Each person, one person might get angry really easily, but be not too prone to greed. Another person might hardly ever get angry, but might be very greedy for things, kind of always wanting more things. Another person might be very kind of equanimous, but also not too discerning, not able to draw a dividing line between what's good, what's bad. And so people have all these various characteristics, kind of different character types, different personalities, different backgrounds, different habits that they've had, all these different things. And because of this, each person's balance of wholesome and unwholesome qualities is different. So when a person comes to meditation, the purpose of meditation, as far as the ultimate purpose is to attain nibbana, but the means by which a person does this is by continually increasing their wholesome qualities and eliminating their unwholesome qualities. So this is basically the the thing that we're trying to do when we meditate. I mean, ultimately we're trying to attain Nibbana, which is unconditioned, but we use conditions to get there. These conditions, we're trying to cultivate wholesome qualities, eliminate unwholesome qualities. So because for each person, these qualities are different. Kind of one person has, more quality X, less a quality Y. What that means is that the meditation topics that each person uses and the proportions that they use sometimes even will be different. So what you tend to find is that for most people, they'll usually have one, maybe sometimes two main meditation topics that they basically spend most of their time on. The most common one is probably anapanasati, is kind of mindfulness of breathing. For many, many people, this is the one that works well. And it's a topic that can be used to develop both states of calm and states of insight. So this one is often one that many people like. But as mentioned, there's maybe 40 others. So the way that a person finds what proportion is right for them, often through trial and error. So if it's one's first time meditating, then often a really good topic to start with is anapanasati. And that's probably what they teach. Most meditation courses, most meditation teachers will teach a version of mindfulness of breathing. And one kind of learns that topic, kind of sticks with it. And if one finds that this is a good topic and that basically one's progressing well, one feels like their mind is becoming calmer, their good qualities are increasing, their unwholesome qualities are decreasing, that one can use this topic of meditation to counter the bad habits that come up, then one can just stay with that. And then over time one might find that, there's some persistent other defilement that's coming up. So for example, one might be doing a lot of anapanasati and one's kind of anxiety or one's chain thinking is going down, but somehow one's anger doesn't seem to be reducing that much. And so in this case, what one can do is take on another topic of meditation. When thoughts of anger come up, one can change from anapanasati to spreading metta. Or one can spend a proportion of one's meditation time on metta, another proportion on anapanasati. And so basically one wants to kind of stake out the main defilement, the main bad thing one's trying to eliminate, the main good thing that one's trying to develop, and then stick with that. Just keep at that as long as these topics are effective. No need to change them up too much. And once they start to become ineffective, we can try new approaches to breath meditation, new approaches to metta meditation. But this is kind of the way that one learns about the balance. It's basically through trial and error, trying out the different topics, seeing, okay, does my mind, go with this one? Is it something that I'm able to dive into easily, stay with for long periods of time? And do my good qualities seem to be increasing when I do it? My bad qualities seem to be decreasing. Because this is really the litmus test for the success of a meditation topic, is the extent to which one's advancing in wholesome qualities and abandoning unwholesome qualities. This is the Noble Eightfold Path is kind of based on, this is advancing in the Noble Eightfold Path. And there's very specific avenues, or there can be avenues for this, but in general, just as a general statement, advancing in wholesome qualities and declining in unwholesome ones. And so what one will tend to find then is when one has this main meditation topic, one or two, then one will also have a bunch of subsidiary meditation topics. So there was a teacher named Ajahn Chah, and he gave this metaphor of like a spider in the center of a web. And so it stays in the center of the web. And then when a fly or something comes out and lands somewhere else in the web, it goes up and binds that fly up and then goes back to the center. And so maybe in a similar way, one will have like a main topic, like anapanasati, or whatever the main topic will be that one finds is very effective. And then if there's some kind of something that comes up in one's meditation that's throwing one off, maybe some very bad jealousy, say, then one uses one of one's subsidiary meditation topics. One learns to use the Brahma-vihara of mudita, spreading empathetic joy, kind of happiness at other people's success. One learns to develop that till that goes away and then come back to one's main meditation topic. So that's the way it tends to work. But meditation is more of like a skill than a kind of set pattern that you can lay out for everybody. And so just like carpenters, carpentry is this kind of skill. I mean, there are certain principles to it, but a carpenter can learn to work with large different varieties of wood, build many different structures, so many different things that they can do just knowing these kind of principles. So the main principle in meditation practice, the main one, is basically trying to advance in the states that the Buddha says are wholesome, decline in the states that the Buddha says are unwholesome. One has this kind of principle in mind, then one chooses one's meditation topics based on this. One learns to play with them a bit, use imagination a bit to alter them when the circumstances are appropriate. It's the same way a carpenter, when the circumstances are appropriate, can build a peaked roofed house, a flat roofed house, can build a little gazebo, can build a table, whatever they need, whatever the occasion requires. And so in the same way, one learns to use these topics to eliminate one's unwholesome qualities, to increase one's wholesome qualities. And so it's through this way, through this kind of playing around, through trial and error, that one develops a skill. And one develops a kind of intuitive sense of when it's right to use what topic, how much, for how long. Just so long as one can see within oneself, okay, my wholesome qualities are increasing, my unwholesome qualities are decreasing, and I'm advancing. I'm advancing in good states, in calm, in peace, in happiness. I'm advancing on the Buddhist path, and I feel like this is going towards someplace good. So that's basically how one can tell. Okay, so hope that everybody has a great day, and wishing you all the best.